What if you could be a fly on the wall on the night that changed TV forever? Saturday Night takes us behind the scenes of the legendary 1975 premiere of Saturday Night Live. We'll explore the film's origins, the behind-the-scenes crew, and the incredible performances of its ensemble cast. But does Saturday Night capture the magic of the historic night or fall flat in its tribute? Stick around to the end for my answer, final thoughts, and score.
Okay, let's see if we can get through one of these skits.
Sketches. Davey, please.
Okay, you ready, camera one?
Ever wondered what it'd feel like to watch TV history in the making? Let me tell you, Saturday Night is a wild ride that'll keep you glued to the screen. I really did like this film a lot. I didn't go in with any expectations. I really just wanted to learn more about SNL and the cast of people who were a part of this legendary night. You really get a kick out of the chaos and the hijinks that are prevalent in the movie from start to finish. At some point, I started to think, how are they going to pull this off? Why didn't Mr. Lorne Michaels pull the plug on this when nothing seemed like it was going to work? I stayed invested in the film and the show throughout. You can't help but see how this chaos piece of pop culture history finally makes its debut. Overall enjoyment, 8 out of 10. At first, I wasn't sure if this film would get me, but then it hit. If you think comedy is all laughs, think again. There's a lot more than meets the eye. It took me some time to warm up to this film. There were so many moving parts, but I eventually started laughing. If a film has comedy as a genre or subgenre, I better be laughing at some point, and I did. That's the most important aspect of this film, along with the moments that stitch the show together. Emotional impact, 8 out of 10. Picture this, the clock is ticking and you're watching the chaos unfold in real time as one of the most iconic TV shows of all time is born. The film delves into the untold story of the chaotic 90 minutes leading up to the historic October 11, 1975 debut of Saturday Night Live. Set behind the scenes, it captures the frantic, last-minute preparations, tension, and creative struggles that shaped the launch of what would become an iconic late-night comedy show based on how I saw the plot play out. Without giving too much away, I give the plot of the film a solid 8 out of 10. Ever wondered what the final 90 minutes of pure chaos looked like before a show no one had ever heard of made its debut? This film takes us right into the chaotic, nerve-wracking countdown to TV history. In May 2023, it was announced that Jason Reitman would direct, co-write, and produce the film for Sony Pictures about the creation of Saturday Night Live. Reitman, along with collaborator Gil Keenan, conducted interviews with the surviving cast and crew from the show's premiere season to help develop the screenplay. In January 2024, Gabriel LaBelle was cast as Lorne Michaels, with Cooper Hoffman, Rachel Sennett, Dylan O'Brien, and others portraying key figures from the original SNL cast and crew. Nicholas Braun was later cast as both Jim Henson and Andy Kaufman after Benny Safdie dropped out. Additional cast members included J.K. Simmons, William Dafoe, John Batiste, who will also compose the film's score and portray Billy Preston. Principal photography began in March 2024 in Georgia, with scenes shot outside Rockefeller Plaza in New York. For the origins of how the film came to be, 8 out of 10. Imagine portraying legends on screen and nailing it. The cast was stacked with talent and they did not disappoint. The film has a huge ensemble cast of actors playing various people. These are the main actors in their roles: Gabriel LaBelle as Lorne Michaels, Rachel Sennett as Rosie Schuster, Corey Michael Smith as Chevy Chase, Ella Hunt as Gilda Radner, Dylan O'Brien as Dan Awkward, Emily Farron as Lauren Newman, Matt Wood as John Belushi, Lamorne Morris as Garrick Morris, Kim Mottola as Jane Curtin, Finn Wolfhard as an NBC page, Nicholas Braun as Andy Kaufman and Jen Henson, Cooper Hoffman as Dick Ebersol. I cannot add any more actors or give details on each performance without making this video 30 minutes long. What I will say is that everyone was casted perfectly for their roles. Everyone involved did an excellent job. You can tell all these actors are huge fans of SNL and have a deep admiration for the talent they were portraying on screen. Great performances all across the board, 8 out of 10. Recreating a night that changed TV forever, it's not an easy feat, but the dialogue here makes it feel like you're right in the chaos. The writing of the film seemed natural. I know that many of the surviving SNL cast members were consulting on how the night played out, but I figure a lot of the dialogue was reconstructed either by memory, improv, or a combination of the two, since it's been 50 years since the first episode. But I do believe the dialogue in the movie captured the night perfectly. Writing and dialogue, 8 out of 10. Jason Reitman stepped in some big shoes to tell the story, but did he live up to the challenge? Let's talk about how he brought the night to life. This is the third movie I've ever seen from director Jason Reitman: Jennifer's Body in '09, most recently Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. He was a good director for this film. I would love to know what drew him to this film, because getting it right had to be a monumental task. One of my favorite camera techniques he implemented in this film is having the camera move with the actors most of the time, as opposed to being stationary while the actors move within the frame. This always makes a film feel more intimate, and for a movie like SNL, it felt more appropriate. Direction, 9 out of 10. Ever wish you could step into a time machine and experience the 1970s for yourself? The visuals in this film will make you feel like you've traveled back to 1975. Artfully shot in a 1970s style throughout. My biggest pet peeve when watching period pieces is when the film isn't shot in the era it's supposed to represent. From the costume designs to the set designs, everything about this film and looked like 1975. It makes you want to jump inside a time machine and visit the set yourself to see all the action up close and personal. Cinematography and visuals, 9 out of 10. Think fast-paced is overrated? Not here. The energy in Saturday Night Live is non-stop, and the editing keeps you on the edge of your seat. The film was well paced throughout. There wasn't a moment where things slowed down. The pacing captured the energy of the pandemonium that ensued that night incredibly well. The scenes transition into each other smoothly, no complaints. Pacing and editing, 8 out of 10. You've heard of SNL, but did you know the sound and music played a starring role that night? This film provides just how vital it was. Most of the sounds were fittingly dramatic throughout the film. You get to see the sound stages and hear the testing of the microphones. You hear the feedback from the speakers during the setup. It really keeps you glued in. I wasn't too familiar with Mr. Preston prior to this film, and I'm sad to say I'm still not, but seeing him and his band displayed throughout the film was a treat. I got to hear his song Nothing from Nothing for the first time, and it was really incredible. I didn't know music had played such a huge role in SNL's early days, but apparently it did. Sound and music, 8 out of 10. This film isn't just about comedy, it's about a deep dive in how pressure and innovation collided to create something truly groundbreaking. The message of the film is to emphasize the importance of innovation and entertainment, the stress of working under pressure, and how collaboration, despite chaos, can produce something groundbreaking. There's also a reflection on the cultural significance of SNL, how it revolutionized live comedy and became a pop culture phenomenon. There's a sense of anticipation and tension, showing the raw nerves and immense stakes for the cast, writers, and crew. Themes and messages, 8 out of 10. Saturday Night doesn't just tell a story, it stands shoulder to shoulder with some of the best biographical films out there, and here's why. Saturday Night is a biographical comedy drama, and it's the first one I've seen this year. The closest film I could compare it to would be the biographical musical drama Bob Marley: One Love, released on Valentine's Day this year. But it's truly an apples to oranges comparison. Bob Marley: One Love focused on the life and career of the legendary reggae artist, while Saturday Night focused on the ensemble cast that helped bring SNL to life. If I were to focus solely on the biographical aspect, I'd say Bob Marley: One Love gave a more in-depth backstory to its subject. Saturday Night doesn't delve deeply into how the show came to be, instead focusing on the moments leading up to its fruition. Comparisons, 8 out of 10. With a film like this, you think it would dominate the box office, but what's it really up against? Let's dive into the numbers. Saturday Night is being released on its own this weekend, but that doesn't mean it has no competition. Joker: Folie à Deux is still going strong, and while I enjoyed watching Saturday Night, I don't see it overtaking Folie à Deux at the box office, even with all the hate Joker is currently receiving. My prediction is that Folie à Deux will win the box office for the second week in a row. Congratulations in advance to Warner Brothers. Saturday Night gives us a taste of SNL's origins, but could this be the start of more stories from the show's legendary history? I've got some thoughts. This was definitely a one and done type of film. However, SNL has been around for 50 years, so it has 50 years worth of stories. I would love to see significant aspects of SNL throughout the decades displayed on the big screen again. Let's get a film about SNL in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and even the 2020s. Why not? Totaling up all the scores, I give the film Saturday Night a solid 8 out of 10. That wraps up my review for Saturday Night. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below your thoughts on the review, and if you plan on seeing the film at all. All comments are welcome. Till next time, this is the Film Scout signing off. Peace.